Welcome to the It's All Fine and Danjee podcast, where hosts Dan and Angie talk with creatives, small business owners, charities, and all kinds of interesting people. It's all real talk. It's all fine and Danjee.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome back if you listened before. And if you're new to the It's All Fine and Danjee podcast, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in.
Yes, indeed we do. And while you're on that topic, and I didn't initially want to lead with this, but I did want to say we got the nicest email. We love it when we get email from you guys. We really appreciate all the support and feedback. And I'm not going to make this a big love fest at the beginning, but
it is a love fest. It makes you feel good when you get stuff like that.
It does. Well, it also made me feel like, it's every once in a while just getting those, our listenership has grown and I'm super thankful about that, but I know we both are, but to get feedback from people very specifically on how they've, you've influenced and sort of taught them about Apopka is great. And I won't use the name because I didn't ask, but we got an email thanking us for the doing the show and supporting Apopka. And I'm going to quote one little section of the email here. It says, "Thanks to your podcast, my wife and I have blown glass at Old Kinderhook, worked out at the Hit Fit Gym in Apopka, spent time in the Apopka Salt Room, and attended the Fox Valley Farms Binds and Brews contest for the past 2 years." So how cool is that? I love that so much.
Oh, yeah. Just the fact that they were able to experience Old Kinderhook, because that is just such a cool thing that we have here in town, along with all the other kind of artsy things that are coming here. But yeah, that is really cool. It's a cool date night. And shout out to Gannon and Brittany at Old Kinderhook because they're about to have a little glass blowing baby.
How cool is that? That's awesome. They were on the show on episode 106 if you want to learn more about what Old Kinderhook is. But Angie and I went for the first class. We really need to go back for the second one. We had so much fun.
We have a gift card for it, and we just...
Well, we should do that soon because...
We have to do it before we move.
We're moving away, yeah.
I know.
So, but it was so fun, I'm telling you.
Yeah, if you don't know, we're moving away. We're moving a hop and a skip over to Eustis for 6 months.
Yeah, but if you haven't heard us mention 422 times, we are moving away.
Well, it's a need to know.
It is.
People
I agree.
need to know this. I don't know why, but you need to know the blood, sweat, and tears that we have been putting, and cash that we've been
Yes, I'm not going to lie.
Sweating around here.
We are going to put a link in the show notes soon for the actual Airbnb. So you can go, we'll have a full, what's called a 360 walkthrough, where on your phone or your tablet or your computer or whatever, you can walk through the entire house, check out everything, check out the backyard.
Yeah.
It'd be really neat. So
this is our small business.
It is.
Kind of like the podcast is, but the podcast isn't an actual business yet, but it's our hobby. It's what we love doing, definitely.
Indeed. And just one more thing about Old Kinderhook. If you listen, I started to say guys, but guys or gals, if you really want to impress your significant other or someone you're dating, I'm telling you, this is the coolest, most unique date night. They'll be like, wow, I've never, ever seen anything like this, because you go in there, they teach you how to melt the glass, how to shape it, and then you get to keep a little thing that you, as like a token of your, it's a thing that you make during your first session there. And it's really nice. And honestly, I know it's a little bit of a chain. We don't necessarily promote the chains too much, but there is a Gators right there you can walk to for dinner. And then beyond that, there's Cafe Positano, which is a small business, Italian restaurant in this same little strip. So really cool option there for a date. You can do it all in one spot.
That is right. And if you want something we just discovered, actually. So this is what's so funny.
CBD?
No.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
So we've been busting booty out in the yard and sweating, and, we've been eating really good. But this week is going to be kind of like we just got to go get some food. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to keep dirtying up the kitchen and have to clean while we're doing all this other stuff. That's my excuse.
Right.
But Dan worked really, really hard laying sod in the yard. So he's
Two pallets,
I'm getting pizza tonight. I'm like, okay. Well, we had saw this little place in the Publix shopping center up here in Hunt Club. Everybody
knows. Everybody knows Hunt Club.
And Rosati's, it's like a little pizza and pub. And we were like, let's go try it because, we want to be able to suggest things here in the area. And I'm telling you, we were very, blown away.
And it's been there this whole time.
It's been there this whole time, and I have seen it, but I'm like, we just never just made our way over there. The people in there, first of all, you walk in, there's a full liquor bar.
Yeah.
And tons of stuff on tap.
Draft. Oh,
Draft.
And I said, what do you have on draft? She's like,
she
lots
starts
of stuff.
listing this huge list.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's just the nicest people sitting at the bar. We have conversation with everybody at the bar.
Yeah.
Because there's all these seats open because it was like right before dinner time rush.
We're becoming the old people that eat dinner at 4 and go to bed at 7.
But everybody's like, well, why would you sit up here? So it was just so great. Everybody was so social. We met, somebody that knew somebody you knew. That's how this
it's Apopka thing
how
works.
This town works. Somebody knew Denny that you were sitting next
Denny
to.
Tornatore from Tornatore's Pizza.
That's right. But anyway, so if you go to the old Kinderhook and then you want to have a nice cocktail or beer afterwards and sit at a really nice bar or watch a game because it's kind of like a sports bar, but it's really nice in there and the food is amazing. Chicago style pizza, which I had never had.
Can I say, and I know Rosati's is a chain. We really push to support small mom and pop business, but we want everyone to be successful, really, and we also want to tell you about things to do around here. So, we don't necessarily want to say, oh, I don't want to tell the audience about that because it's not small business. And this is one of those scenarios. But
it's a chain, but there's a difference in it's a chain that maybe has like 3 or 4 locations, but it's still owned
by a
family.
Okay.
So it's not like corporate. You know what I mean? Like a Papa John's or something like that. That's or that franchises out or anything like that. So to me, I still consider that a small business, even if they have a few locations.
They support small business for sure. A local musician, Ali Bay, was in there. He's a longtime family friend. He showed up about halfway through and started, setting up his set and playing some music. But yeah, like you said, Angie, I love Chicago style pizza, and I know there's a running debate out there about it. But can I just say, this will make me sound like Joey or make me sound like a pizza holic. I really don't eat pizza very often anymore, but I love it all. New York style, heck yeah, I love it. I love that you can fold it in half and eat it. Chicago style, Sicilian style, the big thick. I'm making myself hungry right now.
And I like a Sicilian, like a deep dish, a very crispy crust. That's like oily.
Yes, you know. So I know.
But I'm not a huge pizza lover. And I got the vegetarian pizza or the white pizza that they call it. It's got like the white sauce, just cheese and like no red sauce on it,
like
basically.
Cheese and spinach and tomato. It's a very good pizza, but almost like, I don't know if he eats it much anymore either, but Carlos Navarro, he will post, he's a local celebrity here, but he'll post pictures of pizza all the time. He wears a shirt that's covered in pizza. And I'm very much like that too. Like if somebody says, hey, there's a pizza place, I'm like, yes.
Pizza or tacos. Yes.
Yes. Someone's like, well, they serve this kind of, yes. I don't care. Yeah.
But you got the Chicago style, and I kind of abandoned my.
Well, so Chicago style, for those of you that may not know, Chicago style pizza is almost like a quiche pizza. I mean, it is 2 inches thick. It's just tons of cheese.
No, it reminds me of lasagna.
Yeah, kind of.
That's what it reminds me of.
But the sauce is on top, not in the pizza. They put the red sauce on top.
It was so good.
And it was really good. I've been telling you about it for years because I've had it in Chicago, I think at Giovanni's.
Yeah.
And this was really close. It was really close to that.
Yeah, it was good. And it was great atmosphere. So if you haven't checked them out, definitely. Yeah. And they do takeout too.
Yeah, we saw couples go in there. This is the coolest idea to me. We saw one couple in there. They come in.
Nancy and Gary.
Nancy
remember
and Gary?
Their name.
Oh, very nice. They ordered a pizza, and while they're waiting for the pizza to go, they ordered a drink, and then they had a drink, and then the pizza came out, and then they left.
And they took their
they
fresh
had a nice,
pizza home.
nice little chat with everybody. It was very cool. Very
cool.
Fun.
But last weekend, we actually embarked on our anniversary weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We did, didn't we?
We did. We just celebrated our 9th anniversary, and as many of you know, we always go to Winter Garden, our favorite little area around here. And we stayed at the Edgewater Hotel while we were out there. I'm not going to name all the episodes.
Historic Edgewater Hotel.
Edgewater. But almost all the places I name here, we have had them on the show because we just love that little
Pretty
town.
much. We're still waiting on the Garden Theater, but it's hard to coordinate with them because there's a lot of volunteers there at the Garden Theater. Yeah, because we do the show, and we did the show this year. I think last year we missed it because it was something we really just weren't interested in seeing. Really.
Yeah. Every once in a while, and this not to get into this, but I think it had like a heavy religious overtone, and it just wasn't
our thing.
Yeah.
But this year it was called Something Rotten, and it was like this twist on what's the century? It's not mid-century. It's when who's the guy that wrote the plays? I want to say
Michelangelo.
Caesar.
No.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare, Michelangelo. It's
Caesar, Michelangelo.
we're out of control here. Yeah,
Shakespeare. It's like a twist on the like what he was doing back then and how he's like a rock star. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I don't want to give it away because when they come back around, you guys got to go see Something Rotten. The cast was amazing. It was funny from the beginning to the end. We were cracking up. I mean, it was just a great, great performance.
It was also completely sold out. And
yes. Yeah. So if it does come back around, Something Rotten at the Garden Theater or whatever theater, because you know that those people, that group of actors, they travel around to different theaters to do the shows. So definitely check it out if you haven't. If you've seen it, make a comment on the Facebook page when we put this podcast up and let us know what you thought, because it was quite amazing. We were blown away.
We really were. And we went up to the Pillars Bar after in Winter Garden, which is a really cool place to go hear like jazz music. There's an older couple there with the rest of the band that play the jazz music, and they're really good.
Oh, yeah. And she was really good.
Yeah, for sure. But while I was waiting to get a drink for Angie and I up there, I ran into some of the cast from Something Rotten, and I was just chatting with them while we're waiting, telling them how great the show was. They were so gracious and so like, and I'm like, I don't want to bug you guys, and they were like, oh no, thank you so much. But like Angie said, and I guess I'm not, we love the theater, but we haven't been going to the theater for our whole lives, and so I don't necessally know.
Yeah, we're not like doing the research. Like I don't have all these playbills that I save or anything like that.
Like I thought it was like just local theater, but no, these people, like the lead is from New York.
Yeah, they're professional.
Yeah, and they're flown in. They travel. I don't know if they're flown, but they travel and they stay for like 3 months at a time, sometimes longer. Do the show, go back home, and then get called to go do another show. And they were you could tell the actors were so good.
Yeah.
I'm not always into the musical aspect of plays and stuff, but a lot of them, maybe most of them that we've seen at Garden Theater are musicals, and it's fun. It's very fun. But what I loved about this
one was clever, though.
They made fun of musicals while they're doing a musical, and it was really great because there was a scene in there where they're like, "Why would I just sing that?" And so when I could just say it, and it's like, but he would sing that while he was saying it, so it was really, really fun.
I know. And then they were like, spoofing all the other musicals out there, like Cats, and I don't even know. I can't even name a bunch of them, but they were, you could tell it was like references.
Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
There was a bunch of them.
But it was so good. I was pleasantly surprised with it. I didn't know what to think at first when I read the description, but it started out great and it ended great. And the characters were just fabulous.
Yeah, I thought so too. It was really, really great. And so we can't recommend that place enough. And the places, we're going to run through real quick what we did over our weekend in Winter Garden. But if you we talked about going to Old Kinderhook, but if you really want to do a really fun weekend, go stay at the Edgewater. It's really inexpensive and
it's unique. You know what I mean? It's such unique, it's like it takes you back in time a little bit.
Yeah. And if you can't do that, all these places are very close here to Apopka and this area. And it's just the coolest little town with so much to do. We went to the tasting room again. The tasting room is,
wait a minute. The next day we rented the e-bikes. I don't want to forget about that because that was so fun.
Do we start with the show our whole weekend?
Yeah, Friday night when we got there.
Oh, you're going in like chronological order.
Well, because I'll forget if I don't go in chronological order. So the next morning we got up and we ate breakfast at the hotel, and we rented the e-bikes. She rented the e-bikes for us, which I said I want those this time because I don't want to do any exercise.
Yes. I was going to tell the listeners that we went 30 miles, but it was on an e-bike. So it was
30 miles.
So it wasn't really 30. It was, we
still pedaled.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, I don't know what the term is, but they're assisted. You can't just push the trigger and go, which I love because it kind of forces you to go, but they made it so much more fun. We probably got a 10-mile workout with a 30-mile ride, which I think is great.
I think that was perfect. I mean, I was still like sore a little bit from
Yeah.
it, especially my butt from the seat.
Yeah, I was sore too. But I can't recommend that enough. So now I've gone on a tirade researching electric bikes because when we get to North Carolina, one of the first things I'm going to do is buy us both electric bikes. You know, the assisted pedal kind because of how much fun they are.
Yeah, they were great. The ones we rented, you can rent right there in Winter Garden.
Yep.
Right off Plant Street.
At Winter Garden Wheelworks.
Yep, at Wheelworks. But they have all different type of bikes. So you can, do a little 3-wheeler bike, or you can do just a regular street bikes for kids.
Yeah.
So they definitely have it set up for people that are visiting in town that aren't bringing their bikes to be able to do the trail.
Yeah, I love it. And I got to tell you, I recommend, I think it's like $100 for 4 hours for 2 e-bikes. And I am telling you, it is so worth it. You will thank me later. It makes the whole ride that much more fun. But yeah, it's a great bike path too. It goes through the woods and it goes behind all the neighborhoods and a lot of cool scenic areas as you go.
And it's an easy trail until you get towards the end.
Yep.
So you can tell when you start getting towards the hilly area, you're getting into the Oakland, Claremont area kind of. And that, if you have little kids or something, might be time to turn around. And, if you're a little more limited, turn around and come back into town and enjoy the farmer's market or, the Crooked Cam, whatever. There's so many different things to do there.
It is so fun. Those hills get pretty steep at the end, and it's way down and way up. Unless
but
you
if
have
you
an
have
e-bike.
that e-bike, it's so fun too.
It is.
And you got to fly your drone a little bit.
Yeah,
on
that
the
was
path,
fun.
So
Yeah.
that was fun.
We came back and went to the Crooked Cam Brewery. They have like a food hall. We always do that. That was really cool. So we got a few beers, and then we went and sat on the other side. And shout out to Maria Mancia for telling us about this,
yes.
because there's a section. I'm giving it away here now, but there's it's already become way more popular. By the way, there's a section on the other side of the main food hall that's like a little restaurant-y vibe where you can go sit down.
It's an oyster bar.
And now it's an oyster bar. I was
Yeah.
going to say, that's new.
It wasn't the last time we were there.
No, that is so cool. So you can sit right at the bar and have oysters. And
You can also order food from the other
the hall side.
the hall, and it gets, I think, did it get delivered over there? Because the guy ordered pizza.
Well,
and
pizza
then,
does. Yeah, you can order
Yeah.
pizza from the pizza place across.
Yeah, but he was sitting there having a couple beers, waiting for his pizza to take home to his family. Had a nice conversation with him.
Yeah.
And you bring your dogs in there. I mean, it's just a cool little vibe, and it's air conditioning.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
So never mind. Forget about it. We didn't tell you about it.
We also went to the farmer's market, which we love out there. They have a great farmer's market. I mean, it is one of the best in Winter Garden. Winter Garden Farmers Market is one of the best farmers markets in the area, but we ran into a couple of local companies that we know the name of. We picked up some art from A.B. Newton and Company that we're going to hang up here in the house.
Yeah, they have some cool little mappy looking stuff that has all the attractions in the area. It's really interesting artwork. So yeah, I think we decided a long time ago we were going to pick up some of that artwork for the house. So we're going to put that in one of the rooms.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think we got, what do we get? Like Disney or Epcot type stuff?
Well, it's like the Orlando. Yeah, no, I think it was Disney.
Yeah, we got some separate ones for Disney stuff.
And then we got another one that shows like the different theme parks, because we want to do that in like the twin bedroom room for the kids,
There's a
Just
very
little fun.
specific style that they do here, so you really got to check that out. We also ran into the Mad Hombre hot sauce team, and
Troy was there selling his hot sauce.
Yep, and the coolest. They have the coolest swag. I'm telling you. Even
Oh, yeah.
the hot sauce is amazing, but even if it wasn't, their clothes and shirts and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. He's always going to sell something in his tent, because even people that don't like hot sauce are going to see that shirt, and it's just the design is so cool for the all of the shirts. I'm losing my voice this morning.
Well, it is early and we're still drinking our coffee. I did want to mention the tasting room, because we did go there. We went to the bar first, and their little bar is so cool. The tasting room is a restaurant that is tapas in the front, and then in the back they have the chef's table, which we always do. And it was spectacular as always.
usual. And we had our favorite host.
Yeah, I don't know if I think he's a chef, but I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm sure he's dabbled.
The
but
way he
he's-
describes it, he sounds like one, doesn't
Yeah, he is an amazing server, and he makes the experience over the top. I know we talk about him every year, but if you go there, try to get Jeff. He's pretty amazing. And the way he describes the food is just like, okay, stop talking. I need to eat that right now.
he? Yeah. Oh, it's to the point to where I just have him, to just tell me what to get.
Yeah. Just tell me what to get. I got the quail this year, which I've never had.
Oh, that was really good.
And I'm glad I did because it wasn't a ton of meat and I was already full. Like getting into that course already, I was kind of full and I needed room for dessert as well.
Yeah.
So I had creme brulee, of course. That's what I always go for.
Yeah, I had like a little chocolate cake thing.
Yeah,
But,
their creme brulee is over the top amazing.
And their faux gras is a staple in there, so you got to try that too. But we had Lori Tarter, who's the owner of Chef's Table, on episode 109. If you really want to hear the details, if you're a foodie, you'll really enjoy that episode because we kind of dug deep into, how they come up with their menu and how it changes and how their staff work and everything. But it is an experience like no other. So highly recommend that. And we love it because, we'll get a wine pairing and, you have a few glasses of wine there, but our hotel room is in the same building. That's the historic Edgewater. So when you're in Winter Garden, I've talked to so many people that either live in or near Winter Garden that haven't done the Chef's Table. They've done the tasting room, but they haven't done the Chef's Table. So this is one of those deals where dress up nice, ladies wear a dress, fellas wear like a suit jacket. And I'm telling you, it's like top of the line dining in there. And it is so good.
Oh yeah. And shout out to Lori for our anniversary celebratory cocktails.
Yeah. I don't know if
she gifted to us, but Matt at the front, they all have such great memories. And so he texts Lori and is like, Dan and Angie are here celebrating their anniversary. Yeah. And then, he's like, hey, drinks are on Lori.
I know. And
I'm like, you don't have to do that.
We never do that for that reason.
Shout out,
but
but
super
thank
sweet.
You so much.
Yes, thank you, Lori. Much appreciated. And
you take care of us in all the other ways. The food is amazing. The experience is amazing. That's what we look forward to every year. They're doing a good job there. Keep it up.
Indeed. And we are going to be coming back to Winter Garden, the historic Edgewater, and the Chef's Table for our anniversary, as we call it, our honeymoon, every year.
We do call it our honeymoon.
Every year, even when we're in North Carolina. But we are moving this week. So this is crazy.
This whole past weekend and this whole week is literally just... It's like all those last minute things. You know what I mean? What was that in our backyard?
A big bird that's probably it's like a baby blue heron that's like 3 feet tall. Just walked across the back porch. I'm glad the dog did not see that.
What kind of weird alien thing is walking?
She would have gone
in our backyard.
crazy if you'd hear all the barking, guys.
Yes, all the barking.
So stand by in case she does notice.
Anyway, so we've been doing like all the last minute. Like I'm getting everything packed up. Thursday is the official move day.
Yeah,
and I did get a little emotional the other day, packing up all the kitchen and stuff because. Yeah. There's just so many memories here. Not that we're going away from this house forever. It's still like our little vacation spot. But and I don't normally get I'm not like attached to things like that. But it was just a little emotional for me. So
isn't it weird?
It's change, but I love change usually. But this is just, I don't know. It's just different for me. I've moved out of houses before. I don't know. Sayonara. Like, no big deal. Don't even remember you.
We also put, we put so much into this house.
Like I said, blood, sweat, tears, and cash.
But we have, you and I have really single-handedly changed much of this house on our own.
I know we were reminiscing the other night and we were going through pictures and looking at what the interior used to look like when I first started living here.
Yeah.
And then it changed a little bit with a little paint and a little decor. And then we really did the overhaul. And
like moving walls around.
The complete just color palette and look and found the perfect furniture that fits how we want. And I mean, I really feel like families are going to be able to make some great vacation memories here.
Me too.
And hopefully we get people that come back year after year and we can keep offering cool things for them. And I'm excited to be a host because I feel like, I'm like really good at customer service and talking to people. And I feel like we'll be able to make their experience really good. I'll tell you whose experience we are making really good. The squirrels out back.
Oh, with the birdhouse.
Yes, because we added some, we have this cute little sitting area out back because we have like a retention pond in the back that they did up really nice and it's really clean and it draws in birds all the time. And
it looks like a little lake.
Yeah, this little lake. And so we have like this little, woodsy area in the back beyond the little picket fence we have. And I wanted to add bird houses there, or bird feeders. And we got the ones that are squirrel proof, but those freaking squirrels have figured it out, man. So we're going to have to kind of rearrange a little bit because they literally are stretching with their little toes hanging from the branch and just pushing down where the birds normally get the food out and letting it out so that it gets on the ground, and then they go get it. The little smart.
They're super smart.
Things, dang it.
But as far as getting emotional about the house, I've been here for over 10 years now, and every family has their ups and downs as kids are growing up and all that kind of thing. But this house has been overwhelmingly positive energy, and it's, only gotten better and better. And I feel like, I don't know what I believe about all that, but I do feel like, you'll be able to tell that when you come and stay, that this is just a really fun and happy place.
Yeah, I feel like people will feel that too when they come in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do feel like energy like that gets left behind, or, so if it's a good energy, then people are going to feel it when they come in. I mean, you've heard people say that when they go into a house,
sure.
they get a weird vibe or
that
something.
with certain people too, that come into a room and brighten up the room, or come into a room and make everybody feel,
the energy
I gotta get out of
vampires.
here. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, we're getting ready to move, and I know what you mean, Angie. Like I have moved so many times in my life. I grew up in the same house, but then once I became an adult and got an apartment, I moved every year. I moved every 2 years, every 3 years. I've had 3 or 4 houses in my life after the 10 apartments.
Yeah.
And I've just been like, okay, cool, let's move on. And I kind of get that too here. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we're keeping the house. And, we're going to give a little more information and talk a little bit more about the Airbnb as we're launching it. But, if you guys have friends they're coming into town and here in Central Florida, or family coming into town,
And you just don't have enough space. They need their own space, maybe.
yeah. Or even, we've had even people here in our neighborhood that are like, oh, you got to give me the info. Because when I get guests, I mean, we're going to have a very reasonable price for our rental. I'm not going to get into that yet, but I will tell you that for the cost of a probably not so great hotel, you can rent our entire house for the night, and you got your own space, and it's really nice space, and a lot of perks that we'll get into, but I think it's going to do really well. And so just keep that in mind, because I know some of you have already asked us, but
it's helping support a small business, because that is really what it is, so that you can support our dream of moving to North Carolina.
That's right. And as you can imagine, in true Fine and Danjee fashion, there will be information here in the house for every restaurant, every farmer's market, every thing to go do on a date night, or take your kids to do. So this is one of those places, like we go to Airbnbs every year, and they're all great, but some of them don't give you any information. So you end up going and eating like a crappy meal somewhere. We're going to give you information, so you will just, your guests or your family or whoever will know where to go and what to do.
Make life easy. You don't have to Google anything.
That's
It's going to be
right.
right there for you. We're going to have a cool little guidebook, and eventually we've been working on, we've talked about this before. We want to transform like the artwork and everything in here to reflect small business.
Yep.
We're running out of time, so that'll kind of be going throughout this year, where we're going to be adding those pieces.
In
so
between,
we're super
yeah.
excited about that. But they'll definitely be in the guidebook.
And there'll be some in here. We'll have some local places, but yeah, our dream is to have like every piece of art on the wall will be like QR code and take you to, it'll be a picture of a local place. So we'll start small with that and work our way up.
So I talked about getting emotional with all the move. We've been also trying to keep our little dog busy, because she knows something's going on. Dogs are in tune to this. You know what I mean? She's like, I don't understand why all these things are going in the boxes. Why is my toys going in those bags? I don't understand what's going on. So we've been trying to keep her busy.
Why is there stuff all over the house now?
Yeah. We've been trying to keep her busy, but we have to work. So we're like, you're just going to have to hang out and be bored. Oh no. So we did manage to run her up to the Corgi meetup yesterday, and there was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
So she got to play and get some energy out. And then last night we did get to take a little break and went over to Mindy and Jeremy's house, my brother's
dinner.
house. And
Yeah.
they made us a wonderful dinner.
It was so good. So good.
So we didn't have to cook and make a mess in our kitchen. What?
Yeah, again.
Sweet. So, made us some stuff from their garden, some fresh fish. Oh, it was amazing.
It was amazing. And it was really nice to see them. I don't want to get sad, and so I'm not going to get into it too deep. But they're,
like Mindy said, though, as often as we see each other, because we're all so busy, we'll probably see each other at the same amount of time. It'll just be like an actual vacation where we actually spend a week together.
Yes, and I've told my mom that too, and to our family that listen. We know some of you guys listen. We really appreciate that too. But once we get settled in North Carolina, we're definitely getting a house with at least one guest bedroom. So it will be really fun and really inexpensive for us to fly you up and stay for a few days or a week or whatever.
Yeah.
And we could show you around town. It'd be kind of neat. You know, we've been here with our families for years. So you get together for a few hours, but you're not spending a few days together because what are you going to do? We all live. So it'd be nice to kind of have that experience too, you know.
Yeah.
I picture taking...
Show them our new town that we're, experiencing and learning about.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
I picture like taking your mom hiking up a mountain trail or something.
Oh, she
That'd
would
be
love
so
it.
cool.
Yeah,
so it'd be really
so
fun.
good. But so I wanted to remind everybody that this upcoming weekend, June 3rd, there is some really cool stuff going on in Apopka. So you're going to have a full day this Saturday. We're hoping to get out, but I feel like it'll still be house stuff for us, but we're really hoping.
We're dreaming.
Because there's some really cool stuff downtown Apopka. So first of all, Creative Hub is having their 1-year anniversary. And if you don't know what Creative Hub is, it's a place where they're bringing artists together to just be able to share their art with other people. They do classes, they do summer camps. I mean, they do little markets at their location, and they just support the arts. 100%.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I love that they do that. We're actually in, because we're so busy, we haven't proceeded, but we're in discussions with them of potentially doing like a class on...
I told Melanie it's coming, just not probably till July or so. Yes, for a little while.
A course on how to get your podcast going. Yeah.
But what you can expect there is just they're going to have a food truck. They're going to have Morning Sunshine Eats there, which we've had Debbie on the show.
Oh, my stomach's just so hungry now.
Cannon Coffee's going to be there. Ashley with Cocoa Sweet Treats. I just love that we've had so many of these people on the show. And they're all coming together. And then they're going to have, they're having an art supply drive there. So that's really cool that they're going to be doing that. So bring your art supplies to drop off to help with the kids' art classes that they do there.
Yep.
And so they're just going to have a lot of fun there. You know what I mean? Be showcasing some art and stuff. And then, remember we mentioned last time we were on, they have the downtown art walk where it's all those new murals that have gone up.
Yeah.
And you walk and see all the murals in downtown Apopka.
I hope that is a raving success. I love it.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be so totally cool.
I got to tell you, though, my favorite part of June 3rd is what you can do after that.
I know.
That's the Barks in the City.
Yes.
We mentioned this in the last, I think the last episode that was just
time we
you
were
and I.
on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that is a cool one. They're raising money for local dog rescue organizations, but it's going to be a very dog-friendly event. And, you were saying it's like things for kids to do and things for, adults to do, but also like all dog-themed doggy kisses. There's going to be 1 million dogs there. What did you say, like a doggy kissing booth?
Yeah, they have all sorts of stuff like that. Yeah, and it's
cool.
you do have to get tickets for that because the proceeds do go to, like we said, a local rescue organization, whichever one they choose.
We'll drop a link in there for that.
And even if you don't have a dog, but you're a dog lover, this is the place to be.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Sure.
Telling you how exciting that we have all this cool stuff going on right here in Apopka, guys.
Yeah, it's been a fun day. A couple other companies I want to plug one more time. Well, actually, really just one. I also went and got another massage by Massages by Tiffany. Again, we'll put a link there. We mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but it has really, I feel like it has tremendously helped me to get out of that predicament I was in with my back. And I mean, I just laid 2 pallets of sod yesterday. I feel like Tiffany has really helped me.
And you're sore like a normal person would be sore.
I'm not like crippled from it like I was before. So anyway, shout out to Tiffany. She does a great job. Her rates are lower than anyone you're going to find. And here's a little inside baseball. If it's the end of the day and she doesn't have another appointment, sometimes she will spill over a little bit and she doesn't charge extra for that. So where else can you get that? So
I'm telling you.
We'll put a link there for that. I'm also really excited that our Hot Wing Challenge is coming up. That will air on July 29th, which is Chicken Wing Day. We have
National Chicken Wing
Day. We have an array of local small business hot sauces that we'll be eating. We'll be asking each other goofy questions. This one there will be a video of, because what's the fun in people dying from hot sauce if you can't see their face? And it'll be 6 of us on that episode, so it should be controlled chaos. That should be really fun. So we're looking forward to that.
Well, Dan, I did want to say that this will be the last podcast we record here for quite some time.
Oh, I know.
Maybe until we travel down or whatever.
Yeah.
So really, this whole week is, you know what? The final countdown. And that's the name of the show.
Oh, my God. Now I can just hear the music. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, it's all day. It's going to be in your head all day. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you get to check out some of those things right here in downtown Apopka this week, June 3rd. Make sure to check the links. And also, guys, just remember, at the end of each and every single day, it's all fine and dandy. Hi, listener. Want to know how you can help support our small local podcast? Head on over to patreon.com/fineanddangie and see how you can become a patron.